Hello Pisces, and welcome to your reading for February the 10th through the 16th. This is the 10th. Nothing really is happening till later in the week anyway, the weekend, but astrologically I should say. I have had some technical difficulties, darling. Stay tuned for the astrological report and you'll find out. I also give survival skills for Mercury retrograde. Oh dear, I've recorded these readings several times, darling, so here we go. That's why there's been a delay. Plus I've changed the format, which was not a good idea on the full moon and Mercury going retrograde. I probably shouldn't have done that, but what can I say? The idea came to me, so I did it. So let me know what you think about my new format. Pisces, I would really appreciate feedback as I worked so hard on it. And it was a very lengthy process. So I would greatly appreciate your feedback. Now, this is for Pisces. I've already meditated off screen and shuffled, but I always like to do it for your benefit on screen. This is for Pisces. For Pisces. Let me do this. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces February the 10th through the 16th? I have to do one more. Can't shuffle enough. It's like, more shuffle. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces for February the 10th through the 16th? 3 cards. Oh, one. Is that one card? Yes. 2 more cards. 2? Wow, they're coming out fast and furious, Pisces. 1 more card for Pisces, please. There it is. I think there might be 2 there. No, there's 1. Okay, let's see what we have here. Alrighty then, and now we have clarifying cards for Pisces. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces through these clarifying cards for February the 10th through the 16th? One more shuffle. Okay. This is for Pisces. These are clarifying cards for Pisces. Please clarify the King of Wands. Oh, lovely. Please clarify the 4 of Pentacles. And please clarify the Page of Cups. Oh, well, so interesting. 1 came up. I'm going to put the others back. 1 turned up. This is, very, very interesting. Okay. So, oh, sorry. My eye is itchy. Pisces. The first card up for you is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is this passion. He's like, you know, he's out there. He's the socialite. Everybody loves him. He's charming. He's gregarious. He's a great father. He's a wonderful king. Look, when he comes in, he's a fantastic king as long as he is spiritually centered. Because he can get a little carried away. You know, he likes to be entertained and he can get bored easily. So he can overdo things sometimes in his passion and in his, he can lose himself, you know, looking for more fun and pushing the envelope. So what I would say here is remember to be spiritually centered at all times this week. So think about what's the best for the collective, because he's a brilliant leader when guided spiritually, right? He's amazing. So you really, and he's relaxed, he's confident. This is really about confidence too. So go out, you know, network, socialize. Any kind of invitations you get, make sure you go to them, because I think you're going to meet some very helpful people. But remember, put some boundaries in place when you go, and do like a 2-drink minimum. Don't do any more, because people can get overzealous when they have a bit too much to drink. So you want to keep your wits about you, and keep the charm flowing, because I really think that you're going to meet helpful people and make some really interesting connections. Now, clarifying it is the 10 of Cups, darling. This is all your needs being met. This is happy families, rainbows, emotions, pure contentedness. I always call this the happy ending, right? This is beautiful. This is children playing, dancing under a rainbow full of gold chalices. This is brilliant. So I really feel that this is a wonderful start to the week. 10s are just beautiful energy. They are endings and beginnings, don't forget. Now, what's interesting, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I have a feeling, Pisces, that for some of you, this 4 of Pentacles is you're holding on to something, right? Because sometimes people are accumulating wealth. They're just accumulating. I think of the troll under the tree, or under the bridge, holding on to the gold. And when you're doing that, you're just accumulating and you're just doing that, you're holding on to it, you don't have the freedom. It kind of imprisons you by having to protect this wealth, and then you don't really enjoy it. This can also mean so you're holding on to something emotionally. Whatever this is, it's blocking you. Now, sometimes this is finances where you're afraid to spend because you're worried that your coffer won't be replenished. And so, you've got the 2, he's got the 2 feet, he's got a coin under the 2 feet, he's sitting on a coin, he's holding the coin in his hand too, and he can't move, right? He can't move because he's blocked, he can't move forward. So sometimes this is like you're afraid of spending something, but don't be afraid. And look, I've got the 3 of Pentacles clarifying the 4 of Pentacles. And this is about teamwork. So I feel that this, you need to perhaps you need to invest in something that a group of you can do, a team of you can do, because this is expansion, right? When you work within a team, you can create more, and everybody, and allow everyone to bring something to the table, because even the least experienced has a knowledge in that area of, kind of filling in the cracks or something like that. You have to kind of hear everybody's point of view, because you can't do everything, right? So it's almost letting go and including others into the process, because you can move forward as a group, but you can't on your own. I'm really getting that. You really kind of have to include others here. So maybe that's also the king, right? Being guided spiritually. So maybe you need to be more inclusive at work, or, in your business, and you need to really hear your underlings, so you need to really include everyone and be a team player, as opposed to, don't be dogmatic, allow everyone a voice and listen to their expertise, whatever their field is. Someone can always teach you more. And the next card out is the Page of Wands. Now, this is an opportunity coming your way. The Page of Wands is like passion, fire. This can be an idea. This can be something that you have been mulling around and thinking about and planning to do. It can be a book. It can be, a business idea that you've thought of and you've talked about here and there throughout the years, but you've never done anything. And this is saying, listen, start planning. This is a time to plan and not execute, because we're going into Mercury retrograde. So stay tuned for the astrological report later, right after this, because this is a perfect time to lay the groundwork, to really take action when the new moon and Mercury is going, you've got a new moon and the Mercury is going direct, which is something that I should have done in this new format. I should take my own advice, but I feel that this is an opportunity that's coming that you've been mulling around for a long time, because the Six of Cups means the past, right? So ideas and creative ideas and brilliant concepts are coming from the past. And so now is the time to take action. And when I say take action, I don't mean execute it, but I mean prepare, do the groundwork. Don't let it just be an idea. Put something on paper. Do the research. Start. This is a time for reflection and research, right? So this is a time that you can really look into doing all the background kind of work, the stuff before you kind of take any solid action, right? So Pisces, this is amazing. You know, that idea that you've been thinking about for a long time, start doing that work, darling. I think it's going to pay off. Listen, guys, this is for the collective. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a group reading. And if you would like a tailored, more personal and in-depth reading just for you, click on this link here and it'll take you to my website where you can see the kind of readings and other services I offer. Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for the astrological report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all and I'll see you next week. Hello, thank you for staying on to listen to the astrology report and find out what's going on in the celestial sky for this week. So this is for the week of February the 10th through the 16th, and there's not a lot going on during the week. There's nothing. Well, look, Friday, it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I would say if you don't have a Valentine, be your own Valentine. Give yourself a romantic evening, you know, a bubble bath or glass of wine, or, you know, go out with friends, or, you know, pamper yourself in some way. You don't have to feel out of sorts on Valentine's Day, and it's only a commercial holiday anyway, so it's not that important. But there are no exact aspects, and normally I don't talk about the moon, but as it's Valentine's Day, I decided to mention that the moon is in Scorpio. Now, when the moon is in Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio is intense. It's deep, it's meaningful. You know, Scorpio doesn't have time for shallow friends. It's all about, something's got to mean something. It's got to be deep and purposeful. So this is kind of it can be a very intense, romantic evening on Valentine's Day. Now, not only is the moon in Scorpio on Valentine's Day, it also interacts with 3 planets, the first of which is Uranus. The second is Mercury, and the third, closely following that, is Jupiter. Now, Uranus will kind of bring in that unexpected energy. It's the planet of sudden happenings. So plans can change in the flash of an eye. So expect the unexpected. Somebody could call up and cancel plans, or even show up without warning and make plans with you. So remember spontaneity. Remember that word. Be spontaneous. And listen, Mercury's the planet of communication. So, you know, conversations will flow, it'll be flirty, and Jupiter's coming in. There's going to be an abundance of love, laughter, and joy. Now, I will say we are getting ready for Mercury to go retrograde. So we need to be very mindful and cognizant of the things that we say. Our conversations can be taken out of context. And that is not our intention. That may not be our intention, I should say. So we need to be really careful about that. Now, so listen, the only day that something major is happening is Sunday. And there are two major events on Sunday. The first is Mars moves into Capricorn. Now, whenever a planet moves into another sign, it's huge energy shift. And Mars is this planet of action, right? It wants to be, it's antsy, it's got to be moving all the time. It's got, it's got so much energy and it wants to get things done. It's the planet of war, it'll start a war, anything to get moving. So Capricorn is the planet of ambition, but also planning. And actually, Capricorn will plan something and follow it through to completion. So Mars loves being in Capricorn. It's actually exalted in Capricorn, which means it can fully express, he can fully express himself. Mars is very happy in Capricorn and will be able to complete projects and things that are started. So this is an incredible energy to work with. I mean, start anything that you've kind of left on the back shelf, get it out and start doing it, because you will have the stamina that will carry you through to completion. So anything you start is it's a really good opportunity. Ride the crest of the wave, darling, co-create with the universe. And then, darling, the dreaded Mercury going retrograde. Mercury retrograde. If you don't know anything about astrology, I'm sure you've heard of Mercury retrograde. Blame it on Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's also the planet of logic, your thought process. It rules electronics, mechanics, local travel. So, city, the public transport. So things can be delayed under Mercury retrograde, right? So what we have to do, the first thing we have to do is to allow for extra time to get to work or for any appointments, any important appointments. We must always tack on extra time in anticipation of those delays. Now, we must always check our texts and emails. This energy, Mercury retrograde, we don't see the details. We're completely blinded to certain things that happen to me. We're in the shadow. We're already feeling it right now. So we're in the shadow period, because as Mercury slows down, the qualities of the planets, any planet that slows down ready to go retrograde, all the symbolism from that planet is amplified. So we are really, it's really slowing down. Sunday, it stations to go retrograde. It'll be retrograde till March 8th, 9th, I think it is. I have to double, I'm pretty sure it's March 8th or 9th. And then we have a shadow period after that until it kind of picks up speed when it changes direction. There's a way to handle, you can get a lot of things done in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde can really help you in certain areas. This is an amazing time or an incredible opportunity to organize and clean and clear out. Donate those clothes that have been there for ages that don't fit you or you haven't worn for a long time. Donate them or sell them. Clear the decks. Minimalism is the word, right? So get rid, and this is a time of reflection. So it's a perfect time to meditate. It's wonderful to sort things out in your house, to clear things out, to get rid of garbage or things that you don't, really just organize and chuck it out. This is a time to plan but don't execute. So anything that you can do behind the scenes, anything you can prepare, perhaps if you're in a business, you might be developing a new program. That's perfect to do all that work and then launch it when, at the new moon or when Mercury goes direct. So we can work with these energies. We'll miss words out, we'll say the wrong words. I mean, I'm going to apologize in advance for everything that I say wrong now because that happens. So listen, I just want to say I do have a Facebook group that's an astrology group, and it's a private group, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed in that group, and we look at the new moon and the full moon and how we receive it respectively every 2 weeks. So whomever shows up will look at their sign and will see which area of their lives they're receiving this energy and whatever else is going on. And then I also have my tarot cards on hand to answer questions. So it's a lovely group. It's filled with love. My only requirement is that you do have a profile photo and you've had an account for a while. I don't want fake accounts, so I've had to erase a couple of accounts that were fake. And but it's lovely. It's such a lovely thing. So I hope you will join me there. Listen, sign up for my newsletter because some really cool things are coming up and I'm going to be letting people know. Everything is below. All the links below. You can check it out. Another way to help me is through Patreon. And I post things on there I don't post anywhere else. And I put the report, the astrological report, the written report, I put that up before these videos are released there. And there's different tiers. You can support me for as little as $1 a month there. It's not a lot of money, but it is to me. I can do a lot with that. So what else? That's it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.